Hey guys, Hex Speed here with an update on the 2005 Mustang GT. See, it's a little bit different than the last time I did a video. So I've only done one video so far. It wasn't too long after I bought the car. So I've done a few things to it. Quite a few things actually. Well, not tons of stuff, but I got some exciting news. I'm going to be doing my first track day next month in a few weeks, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Got my helmet, and I'm going to go over some of the changes that I've made to the car to get it kind of ready for doing some track day stuff. So here we go. So I've already done a couple of short videos. I didn't get a chance to put them together and post them, so I'm going to put them into this video. But basically, some of the upgrades I did was I did some of these slotted rotors, ceramic pads, stainless steel brake lines, and some lower control arms. You'll see those in this next video clip. And also, these are obviously not the same wheels I had on the car before. So I managed to get a great deal on these, $1,000 for these SVE GT350 reps. 19 by 10 in the front, 19 by 11 in the back, with 285 35 invos in the front and 325 30s in the back. Now these tires only had maybe a few thousand miles on them when I bought this whole setup, so I feel like I scored pretty big. So that's one of the current major upgrades. Far better than the old setup as far as handling and also looks goes. I also had a chance to take the car to the drag strip recently, about a month ago, and I just wanted to see what it run. Obviously the car is not set up for drag racing. These tires are huge, and while that sounds great for drag racing, it kind of isn't. Not in a car with 340, 350 horsepower. On a big horsepower car, yeah, huge tires are great, but definitely not up front, not for drag racing. So what you end up with is a lot of rolling resistance, especially on a prep track. And on a car that doesn't make huge horsepower, every little bit hurts when it comes to stuff like that. So I ended up getting the car down to a 13.3 at 105. Which, you know, isn't spectacular, but it's not terrible either. I was hoping for closer to a 13 flat, but I think these big wide tires were really hurting my big end times, or trap speeds anyways. So there was another guy there with similar mods, but he was on slicks and skinnies, and his trap speed was 109. That's a pretty big difference. 4 miles an hour is a pretty massive difference on a street car like this. So I kind of chalk that up to all the rolling resistance. I also got a pretty draggy wing. So stuff like that matters on a car with only 350 horsepower. But I had a blast, had a great time. I ran the car like 16 or 15 times. And I actually got my best time at the end of the night while I was hot lapping it. I wasn't even letting it cool down. I was just going lap after lap after lap around and doing a small burnout and a little bit of a slipper launch. My best 60 foot was a 195, which, you know, again, isn't terrible for a street car like this, especially when that's set up real stiff. So I had a great time, but what I really want to do is track days. So I'm going to Willow Springs next month, and I'm hoping to get some decent footage of that. So without further ado, we'll continue on to the next couple of clips that I took like 2 months ago when I did all this brakes and suspension and wheels and tires. I also did shocks and struts. These are they're cheap shocks. They're the SR brand from American Muscle. I'll tell you what though, I'm pretty impressed with them. The car is a lot stiffer now and far less body roll, and pretty awesome improvement for what I paid for them. So, and then a couple of visual mods you'll see in some of the pictures I'll put in the video are these functional hood vents, which are like a 5.0 style. And then I also did a front lip, which is kind of a GT500-ish look. So anyways, I'll continue on with the other couple little video clips and some still pictures. Hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. Thanks. Alright, so I got the pads in on this side. I got the new stainless brake lines. These are Russell lines. Lowers in, shocks in. Just got to finish up the other side, then it's time to go to the front. Also, if you're doing rear brakes on one of these S197s, you have to rent the tool for the rear calipers. You have to wind in the piston, so it's a real pain. Alright guys, the wheels are on. I'm pretty blown away. It looks amazing. I was worried how the spoiler was going to look because it's kind of retro. These are modern wheels, but it looks sick. Look at the fitment on these things. Not sure it could be any better. So good. Look at these steamrollers. Bam! A little bit of room. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, well, right here at the track tonight. Gonna take the old 3-valve for a few runs, see what it does. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to video for me tonight, so I'm probably just gonna be checking in between runs. See how it goes. So for those haven't seen my other videos, the car's not real modified, just has Cook's long tubes, Callus X pipe, Magnaflow exhaust, C&L racer intake with a Lido tune on 91 octane, and it's got 373s, and currently has 325 invos in the back, so it's not really set up for drag racing, but we'll see what it'll do. If it's anywhere near the low 13s, I think I'd be happy with it. It's just a 3-valve after all. But anyways, we're gonna go have some fun and let you know how it goes. Alright guys, so just got done with the first run. I just kind of wanted to get from point A to point B just to see what it would do, just to kind of get a feel for it. I launched at about 2500, did a little burnout first. About 2500, shifted just above 6, just a regular speed kind of shift. I didn't power shift it. Hit all the gears, launched 2500, it pretty much just kind of chirped them and then kind of bogged a little bit. But first run was a 13.5 at 104 with a almost a 2.2 60 foot. So it fell on its face. There's a lot of room for improvement there. If I can get that 60 foot down to 1.9, this thing will run a 13.0, maybe even a real high 12 tonight. So this first run of the night's 8 o'clock. We've got 5 hours to go, and the temperatures are going to drop by another 15-20 degrees. So the air is going to get better, and I'm going to try launching it around 3500 next time and give it a little slip. And if I can get the 60 foot down, should be able to get into the real low 13s or high 12s. So 13.5 and 104 is already faster than my V6 ever did on its very best run. So usually with that car, when I'd show up the track and get my first run in, it was a high 13. So at least I'm not slower than my V6 was, so that's good news. Anyways, we'll check back in after the next run. Alright, so a little run debrief on number 2. Red lit again. I got a little better 60 foot. I think last time was a 217. This one's a 208, so almost a 10th improvement on the 60 foot. It bogged again. I didn't launch it the light started going down way too quick, and I didn't have time to really get it where I wanted to, so ended up bogging it again, but did a little better. So last time was a 13.57 and some change. This is a 13.50, so it's about 7/100ths quicker on this run, and just a hair less mile an hour. I think last one was 104.2 or 3 or something like that, so a little slower on the mile an hour. I think that might be due to I ran third out a little farther. I think I'm gonna put it in fourth a little sooner next time, like I did the first run. So I seem to like that. So I'm still shifting just well, that time I ran third out to close to 65. I think the first run I ran it out to about 61 or 6200. So anyways, the next run, and this is again just regular shifting. It wasn't power shifting. So I'm going to try and launch it harder the next time. I might not even worry about cutting a light. Obviously, I'm not doing too good tonight. I've had 2 red lights in a row, so might concentrate more on just getting the thing to launch instead of worrying about the light. This run was against a BMW of some kind. Didn't do too good. Anywho, we'll see what it runs next time.